We're members of Congress.
We're members of Congress. We're members of Congress.
We're coming in. Don't lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who
Who are you?
sir?
Do you have business here? Yes.
I've sent the Assistant Secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
House Democrats expose themselves for hating the working class. Elon Musk and Doge claim that the Department of Education doesn't exist anymore. Legacy media fears the lies that they've told over the years could cost them millions of dollars, and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass backtracks on huge compensation for wildfire recoveries are. Now, we got a lot to talk about today, guys, so let's go ahead and kick things off with LA's mayor and the insane amount that she's willing to pay for her wildfires are. By the way, appreciate y'all hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. So LA Mayor Karen Bass's credibility has taken a serious hit with the wildfires that have left residents houses in ashes. Now, you guys might remember that President Trump embarrassed her in front of live TV when he went to take a look at the damage himself. Now she's even facing more scrutiny after reports that she's going to pay Steve Soboroff, her wildfire recovery czar, $500,000. And just to make the scenario even worse, she was said to be willing to pay this amount for just 90 days of work. Can you just imagine making $500,000 in 3 months? Yeah, most people can't. It's also important that I tell you guys that Soboroff is a real estate developer. But his pay wasn't going to come from taxpayer money. Reports show that the compensation would have been covered by charity organizations. But after people learned about this particular transaction, Mayor Bass suddenly had a change of heart. So here's what she had to say. Quote, "Steve is always there for LA. I spoke to him today and asked him to modify the agreement and work for free. He said, yes, we agree that we don't need anything distracting from the recovery work that we're doing." End quote. Now, I guess government officials change their minds quickly once they get exposed, huh? But it's not just one payment. Real estate executive Randy Johnson, he was supposed to help with the recovery and he was supposed to be paid $250,000. But now he's willing to work for free. It's amazing what a little bit of transparency does for the people. Now, I will say he could probably work for free and just mark up what he charges for the materials and still get paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying you can get creative. Anyway, I believe the same could be said for a lot of other agencies within the federal government. And speaking of which, there's one department that Elon Musk says is gone now. That would be the Department of Education.
Elon Musk has spectacularly confirmed that the Department of Education no longer exists.
It appears that Elon Musk, Vice President Elon Musk, I guess, I don't know, he's got some role, some official role, thinks that the Department of Education is already dead. In response to Congressman Maxwell Frost's post about the DOE, he said, quote, "No such department exists in the federal government."
Musk's move comes after Donald Trump slammed the department, saying he will move responsibilities back to the states.
And I will shut down the federal Department of Education, and we will move everything back to the states where it belongs and where they can individualize education and do it with the love for their children.
And mere hours after Trump ordered Elon Musk to look into the department, action was taken.
I don't know if it's kickbacks or what's going on, but the people, look, I ran on this, and the people want me to find it. And I've had a great help with Elon Musk, who's been terrific.
Bottom line, you say you trust him.
Trust Elon? Oh, he's not gaining anything. In fact, I wonder how he can devote the time to it. He's so into it. But I told him to do that. Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go to the military. Let's check the military. We're going to find billions, hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse. And, you know, the people elected me on that.
But Democrat lawmakers were not happy, trying to force their way into the department despite it being locked.
Give it a tug there.
That's all access.
Open it up. We're members of Congress.
We're coming
We're members
in.
of Congress.
We're
We're
coming
members of
in.
Congress.
We're coming in. Don't
I
lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are
Who
you?
are you?
Who are you?
Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here? Yes.
I have sent the Assistant Secretary a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her for a meeting.
Yeah, I don't know that that's been accepted, so until that's accepted. It doesn't need to be accepted.
Who are you? Who are you?
What authority do you have?
And what do you do here?
What do you do here?
This Fox News host slammed the stunt, calling it theatre.
Well, first of all, when do you think the last time that these members of Congress were at the Department of Education? That's the first question I have. And now all of a sudden, for political theater, they need to go there and demand to get in. And I love when Maxine Waters says, lift up your face, hold your face up so we can see you. Look them in the eye, tell us your name, give us that ID again. From a woman in a party who don't believe you need an ID to vote in this country.
And you saw clearly what they did to that federal employee, right? Asking him who he is and what authority he has. This is what the left thinks of the working class, that the working class of this country is beneath them, and that they can get into any establishment in the United States by announcing that they're members of Congress, that they had a whole bunch of press with them to take photos, which again, it exposes the Democratic Party because it's evident that they're not working for any of us. Instead, they're probably out there just to kind of have a photo op or maybe even show their supporters that they're being tough on the Trump administration. Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. And President Donald Trump, he didn't mince words when he asked about the sudden interest from the left when it comes to education.
The Department of Education, what do you think when you saw Democratic lawmakers trying to get into the Department of Education earlier today?
Oh, I see the same ones. I see Maxine Waters, a lowlife. I see, all these people. They don't love our country. They don't love our country. We want great education. So they rank 40 countries in education. We're ranked dead last. But the good news is we're number one in one category. You know what that is? Cost per pupil. We spend more per pupil than any other country in the world. You look at Norway, Denmark, Sweden, various countries all up and down, Finland, China does very well in education. And then you look at us. We spend much more money than they do per pupil or any other way. But we spend much more money than they do, and yet we're ranked this year, Biden's last year, congratulations, Joe, we're ranked dead last. So what I want to see is education. Number one, I like choice. We all like choice. But beyond choice, long beyond choice, I want to see it go back to the states where great states that do so well have no debt. They're operated brilliantly. They'll be as good as Norway or Denmark or Sweden or any of the other highly ranked countries. They'll be, probably have 35 to 38 states will be right at the top. And the rest will come along. They'll have to come along competitively. And by the way, we'll be spending a lot less money. And we'll have great education.
Now, moving on, guys, legacy media is shaking as CBS was forced to admit that they doctored the clips of Vice President Kamala Harris. This is in connection to her interview with 60 Minutes and how they spliced her answers to make her sound halfway decent. The problem now is that staffers within CBS are expressing fears over a possible settlement with President Donald Trump. Now, you guys might remember that the president filed a whopping $10 billion lawsuit against the news outlet for alleged election interference. This is because the network tried to make up for the former vice president's word salads. Now, the idea of a settlement, it's causing outrage within the CBS newsroom. One CBS correspondent who wanted to stay anonymous, he had this to say, or she had this to say. They had this to say. Gotta get my pronouns right. Anyway, Trump's lawsuit was a joke, but if we settle, we become the laughing stock, end quote. However, this isn't what Paramount Global, CBS parent company, is thinking of, which is why others within mainstream media are trying to convince them to not settle with the president. So here's CNN's Jake Tapper saying that editing an interview is nothing new for them.
Now, CBS News explained the discrepancy by saying they had merely run two different parts from the same longer answer, and that is indeed what the transcript revealed. Now, CBS News did not post the transcript at the time, but they did turn it over to the FCC this week. And the FCC released the transcript to the public yesterday. But that is far from what Donald Trump alleged happened.
They took the answer out in its entirety, threw it away, and they put another answer in.
Now, that is, as we saw from the transcript, obviously not what happened at all. But still, Donald Trump called this incident, quote, the greatest fraud in broadcast history, unquote. Mr. Trump said, quote, CBS should lose its license, unquote. And then Trump sued under news distortion rules for $10 billion. Now, the suit is widely regarded by legal and First Amendment experts as, well, as one put it, quote, a frivolous and dangerous attempt by a politician to control the news media. Broadcasters have a right to edit interviews. It's editorial judgment.
But you got to ask Jake, would they have done the same for President Trump? Or would they cut his interviews to make it sound as if he's saying something out of context? Because for Kamala Harris, they take things out of context to make her sound better. For Trump, they take things out of context to make him sound like a crazy man, or like, you know, they make him look bad. I'm not sure how many of you guys might remember his remarks about a bloodbath. Yeah, something that was completely taken out of context by these news outlets, and they pretty much ran with it. But of course, they'd be willing to do Democrats a favor since they lean mostly to the left. But, you know, I'm just thinking that, you know, it's almost sure, but I'm thinking it's almost a sure thing that Paramount Global will settle this lawsuit with the president. It's not like they got anything to gain by fighting it, right? Now, here's my question. Do you agree with Jake Tapper here? Now, I encourage you guys to go ahead and watch a recent live stream that I did. I covered how Democrats are losing support from their own colleagues, especially since they're pushing back on policy decisions that a lot of Americans are in favor of. So make sure you guys check that one out. As always, appreciate y'all hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.